This is NTV.
And Osuba Boge, and I certainly hope that translates to good afternoon. My name is Olive Burrows, and you're watching NTV at One. Now we start with some good news for the Punguza Mizigo initiative. The plans by the Third Way Alliance to hold a referendum got a shot in the arm after IEBC announced the start of verification of signatures collected by the party. IEBC says in a letter addressed to the party that the process will begin next week. IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati says in the letter to the party that the verification follows a request made to the commission to members, follows a request by the Commission to members of the public to submit their feedback on the signatures collected. That the verification will be done at a venue to be communicated at a later date, and that it will be done in the presence of Third Way Alliance party agents. The letter by the IEBC is in response to queries by the party to the Commission on the status of the process, which it had complained was taking too long. Now, if you had occasion to grab yourself a copy of the Daily Nation this morning, then you probably have read what the opposition leader Raila Odinga has to say on the gold scam. ODM leader Raila Odinga claims that he is a whistleblower on the fake gold scam. Odinga says he met with the United Arab Emirates ruler Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum and reveals to him that he was being conned by fraudsters. The money in question is 400 million shillings. Raila says that members of the fake gold syndicate are known to drop names of top government officials to legitimize their operations. The AU envoy has come to the defense of Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i, absolving his name from the syndicate. NTV's Mel Miendo reports.
ODM leader Raila Odinga says he was in Dubai and met with United Arab Emirates ruler Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum and warned him that he was being conned. Odinga further rubbished accusations of the involvement of Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i, whose name was sacked into the gold scam. This emanated from a leaked audio of Bungoma Senator Moses Wetangula speaking with the alleged representative of the UAE ruler, Ali Zandi.
Who will communicate it to me?
Through either Raila's people or through Zahir.
It is here that names were dropped of top government officials alleged to have secured the gold for the Arab leader. The ODM leader says the fake gold scammers are known and are being investigated. Bungoma Senator Moses Wetangula, who has been adversely mentioned in the matter, is expected back in the country on Saturday from Hong Kong, where he was attending an anti-graft conference as the Senate's representative. DCI Director George Kinoti has placed Wetangula as a person of interest in the gold scam, with the senator are now expected to face interrogation at the DCI headquarters. A team of detectives had this week travelled to Dubai to record statements from Ali Zandi, who detectives believe will shed more light on which politicians and businessmen are implicated in the fake gold syndicate. Just this week, the DCI intercepted 2 vehicles at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, one of which was an Isuzu lorry ferrying 26 metallic boxes of what is said to be fake gold content. 2 suspects were arrested and detained pending further investigations. The case has been consolidated with that of Jared Otieno and 15 others, all of who are alleged to have conned a foreign investor of 300 million shillings in pretending to be genuine gold dealers. The case will be mentioned on 28th May 2019. Mel Miendo, NTV.
3 people who were brutally killed in intercommunal clashes in Kosobanshale village, Marsabit County, will be buried today. On Friday morning, attackers reportedly surrounded Boruharo village, unleashing violence that left 2 women and a minor dead. The death toll has so far risen to 7 in a span of 2 days in clashes pitting the Borana and Gabra communities against each other. Meanwhile, religious leaders in the region have challenged the warring tribes to embrace traditional moral values that would foster peace among them.
To be silent in the face of human suffering, or have taken compromising positions, or have taken the sides of their tribal ethnic allegiances. They have remained in a situation of blaming each other without a serious commitment to the lasting solution for the crisis in Marsabit County. Our community is going back to the dark days of the past, sadly. We therefore make a passionate appeal that the government of Kenya deploys enough security forces on the ground in all the hotspot areas as a matter of urgency before something worse and deeply saddening happens within this county.
Staying with security matters, the disarmament of the National Police reservists that is ongoing in the North Rift creates a vacuum that could thwart the improvements made in the security situation in the area. This is according to Peace Ambassador Tekla Lorupe, who now wants the government to increase public participation in the process that seeks to vet the new National Police Reserve officers. She says that the withdrawal of the guns has not been received well by the communities as they feel exposed, largely because the government has failed to provide alternative sources of security. It is believed that the disarmament initiative seeks to weed out rogue NPR officers who are accused of engaging in cattle rustling.
Serikali yetu ambayo imechukuliwa sisi mapinduki, sasa watoto ambaye tulikuwa tunachunga kila siku imelalemeka sana na imekuwa na waso sana.
They have disarmed the mind of people, but now without government coming down and talk to the community, talk to the stakeholder to realize who is this person, who are the people that part of the government gave the weapons without knowing if they were giving to the real people who have been before warriors or they were just from forced leavers or stand aid. And this now, it will turn as the land to be the land of bandits.
A section of residents from the coast region are living in fear due to flooding in the wake of sustained rains in the area. Businessmen and women have been left counting losses with the unexpected weather affecting transport along major roads, which has just brought the transport to a standstill. There are health concerns occasioned by the lack of proper drainage systems.
Most roads have been rendered impassable due to the heavy downpour. The most affected wards are Nzombo, Wereni, Vanga and Pongwe. The floods have also cut off the Mombasa Lunga Lunga Road in Mangwei, paralyzing business in the area.
Nyingine mvua imezidi, yale mahindi pia hayana afya nzuri. Unaona. Kwa hivyo kwa sasa hivi bado kilimo kimetatiza.
In Vanga, the rains have affected some transporters such as Kombo, who has been on the road longer than usual. He has been stuck for 3 days.
Siku 3 sasa. Na tulikuwa tunafikiria tunaweza ingilia na pale. Hatukuingia na pale tukasahau ya kwamba tunaweza ingia na pale tukaingia na huko. Sasa tukafikiria huko mbele tunaweza tokelezea, ndio kufika hapa tukapata kuna huo mdidimio sasa. Ilivyokuwa na didimia vile ndio ikabidi sisi tunashuka.
Residents are now calling for the leaders to help open up the roads so that they can be able to get access to food. Helen Aura, NTV.
The Northern Corridor has been identified as the most dangerous route in the country, contributing to over 20% of deaths in accidents every year. This is according to the National Transport and Safety Authority, which says that the percentage of road accidents has risen by 12.8%. NTSA board member Catherine Waweru says that 1,293 Kenyans have lost their lives this year, marking an increase of 147 fatalities compared to last year. Waweru said the Northern Corridor was leading in the figures despite continued awareness. The road has at least 273 black spots, and Waweru said that the most affected counties are Machakos, Makueni, Uasin Gishu, Busia and Nakuru. She was speaking to the press at the end of a 3-day meeting with county executive committee members in charge of transport from the 5 counties on county transport and safety committees at Anshipai
to help us address the issues of accidents that are caused by maybe bad behavior by our drivers.
A student in Kiambu County is seeking justice after she was injured by a teacher. The student of Immaculate Heart of Mary Kairi Girls Secondary School in Gatundu North says that she tried to warn the teacher that she has problems with her ear and that she should not get hit in the head. The teacher did not listen.
14-year-old Beth Wangoi accompanies her mother to school in order to get an explanation on a disciplinary action gone terribly wrong.
Kajaribu kumwambia sigongangu kofi na kuwa na shida ya masikio. Akanigonga kofi moja. Akienda kunigonga ya pili, ndio watu wa darasa letu wakamshautia na kuwa na shida ya masikio, ndio akanigonga mgongo.
The end result will be an injury to an ear that less than a year ago had undergone an operation. Her mother now fears that she may require a second one to rectify the damage.
Nilianza kusikia uchungu, nikaanza kutoa hivi maji.
Kampeleka na town, kampeleka hospitali. Kaambiwa ile simu alikuwa amewekwa kanyama imetokana. Ile alimslap hiyo kitu imetokana.
The parent is also angered by the fact that the school administration failed to inform her that the girl had been injured and waited too long, which could have made the injury worse.
Walikuwa wameficha kabisa, hawakuwa wanataka mwalimu, hawakuwa wanataka mtoto aniite. Sasa zile waliona anakaa kwa class, hatoki, anasikia uchungu. Sasa ndio waliamua kuniita jana.
Wangoi's mother says that she has no money to fund another corrective surgery, saying that the administration should take responsibility. Charity Mwangi, NTV.
More than 50 fishermen from neighboring Tanzania, that is Pemba, have been rescued by Kenya's sea operators after the boat they were using to fish in deep sea waters was swept away by strong ocean currents 4 days ago. The fishermen were forced to spend 3 days in the ocean without food before they were pushed by the tides from Pemba to Kilifi, where they were rescued by Coast Sea Water Rescue Team. The fishermen say they have lost all their belongings following the high tides. Kilifi Deputy County Commissioner Josephat Musyoka confirmed the incident, saying that they have already informed the neighboring Tanzanian embassy to Kenya and that they would be issued temporary documents to allow them be taken back to their country.
Isipokuwa sisi tumekuja tena mpaka jana tena kufikia saa 12 ndio tumekutana na boti ya long line nje huko mbali sana huko. Ndio tukaiuliza ile tukafuatana nao mpaka hapa ndipo ilipotuonesha juu, alafu ikaja zake kabidi ndio tukaja mpaka tumeingia hapa asubuhi sisi.
Na hivi asubuhi tumethibitisha wako hai na wako hali salama, na tumewapokea na tukawaambia watulie tunapoendelea na mawasiliano na serikali ya Pemba ili tuone namna wanaweza kuregeshwa kwao kwa njia ya usalama.
Now, finally, for some good news, youth in Kilifi County are set to benefit from a 300 million shilling program by the International Labour Organization. The program, titled Better Utilization of Skills for Youth, targets marginalized youth between the ages of 16 and 24 and is aimed at empowering the youth as well as organizing workplace-based training programs. Kilifi County Deputy Governor Gideon Saburi lauded the initiative, especially due to high unemployment rates recorded among the youth. The project will be targeting 5 counties and will be supported by the World Bank.
As much as all this is being done, lakini idadi ya youth ambao wako idle, idadi ya youth ambao
Most of the country's 47 counties have agreed to set aside funds to construct classes for minors suffering from autism. This is to bridge the gap created by a lack of policy on autism, which has seen families exposed to trauma and discrimination. The decision was part of resolutions during the Young Members of County Assembly's Conference on Autism. The meeting brought together leaders from 30 counties. KYMCA chairperson June Degwa said that they had embarked on plans to introduce a motion in their assemblies by June. Degwa said that under the plan, they would seek to set aside funds to construct special classes under ECDs.
And nobody is speaking about it. And today, do they have better education? Think about it as we go.
What we are trying to do is to have a motion passed in our respective county assemblies that we should have schools for autistic kids in at least every ward in Kenya, 47 county.
On the international scene, Malawi's electoral board said that it was suspending updates of results from this week's elections in order to resolve complaints raised by some of the parties. Latest results indicate that President Peter Mutharika has so far taken 40% of votes cast, with 75% of the votes counted.
A count of votes tallied in 3/4 of the country's polling stations released on Friday found incumbent President Peter Mutharika leading with 40.9%. His closest challenger, Lazarus Chakwera of the Malawi Congress Party, had 35.4% of the vote. Malawi's electoral board said the commission had received 147 complaints. The board says it has suspended updates of results from this week's election. The commission says it is utilizing every moment, day and night, to ensure that they provide a credible outcome of the polling process. The elections on Tuesday chose a president, lawmakers and municipal councillors. The most prominent complaint was that figures on result sheets had been altered by correction fluid, incidences the electoral body said were widespread across the country. The legal team is reviewing all the complaints received and giving feedback to the complainants. Lazarus Chakwera, who heads the opposition Malawi Congress Party, had earlier warned of alleged attempts to rig the vote, saying his party had conducted its own count, and this, he maintained, showed he was ahead. The European Union Observer Mission has described the vote as well managed, inclusive, transparent and competitive, but it said that tension during the campaign was not helped by various claims of rigging. Malawi has around 6.8 million potential voters, with more than half aged under 35. Turnout data has not been published. The electoral body has to announce the final results within 8 days of voting.
Stars promotion. A grand prize of Kenya shillings 1 million to be won.
Latest in sports. Welcome, my name is Brian Otwal. The national sevens rugby team went down 24-17 to Fiji in their opening clash of the London Sevens leg of the World Rugby Sevens series. Well aware of their goal in mind to avoid relegation, Shujaa held Fiji to draw 12-12 by halftime, but Mush Mwale touching down twice for coach Paul Murunga's charges. After the interval, Fiji extended their lead before Jeff Mwale tied it all at 17-17. Loss of concentration saw Fiji regain their lead to win 24-17. Kenya next plays Samoa at 3:20 and France at 6:26 p.m. As it stands, Shujaa must better Wales and Japan's performance in London and next weekend's Paris Sevens leg to avoid relegation. Kenya sits 13th with 26 points, one above Wales, while Japan occupies the red zone, the last and relegation spot, with 22 points.
Happy with that?
Thought that was
It's on the
caught
line,
short.
yeah. May not have a decision.
One,
You
it's
may want to
high
try.
to the blade of
Cheers,
grass,
Danny.
as you know.
Impala Saracens will be wary of wounded Kabra Sugar in the Enterprise Cup final at the RFA grounds this afternoon at 4 p.m. And the main match will be curtain raised by Mwamba Cup final between Strathmore Leos 2 and Kabra Sugar 2 from 1:30 p.m. Impala battled to edge out Kenya Cup champions KCB 11-10, while Kabra Sugar thrashed Kenya Harlequins 54-11 in the semi-finals 2 weeks ago. Impala are chasing their 11th Enterprise Cup title, with their last cup success coming way back in 2005, while it's Kabra Sugar's first final appearance. Football, with the Kenyan Premier League winners having been decided, focus now shifts to the relegation battles on what team will join up already relegated Mount Kenya United with 2 games to go. 16th placed Zoo FC will be in action on Sunday against 5th placed Kakamega Homeboys at the Kericho Green Stadium, while Vihiga United welcomes Western Stima at the Bukungu Stadium. But before then, Sony Sugar will host Nzoia Sugar at the Wendo Green Stadium. 15th placed Chemelil plays Mathare United at the Chemelil Sports Complex, while Gor Mahia's league crowning moment sums up Saturday action at the Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos. And former Arsenal boss Arsene Wenger wants to return to football soon, but says he is at a crossroads and is not sure if he should take up another role as manager. Wenger left Arsenal at the end of the season 2017 and 2018 season after 22 years in charge of the London club, where he won 3 Premier League titles and a record 7 FA Cups. The 69-year-old has kept himself busy as a television pundit and a conference speaker since leaving the Gunners.
Now I am at a